Good day, everyone, and welcome to this webcast. My name is Yuslin, and I'm a marketing specialist at Advantech. We are here today to present how McAfee provides the highest level of security and Advantech SSDs. So, about today's speakers. Chase Xu is a product sales manager at Advantech Europe, and he has been with us for 9 years. He has managed IoT building blocks from wireless sensor networks to gateways to cloud platform as a service. He's also responsible for Microsoft Embedded, Microsoft Azure, and Advantech WisePass Marketplace. Michael Chofie is the Global Director of Embedded Security Sales Engineering at McAfee. He's responsible for management of the worldwide technical sales team within McAfee's embedded sales organization. Michael has been involved in information security since the late 90s. Today, in addition to a focus on core IT security, both cloud and on-premises, he's focused on security design principles for OT security and the Internet of Things. If you want to raise any questions, please type them on the question box on the control panel located on the right-hand side of your screen. Your answers will be answered at the end of the webinar. If you still have questions after today's presentation, please email us or call us. This webinar will be recorded and you can request a copy right after we're finished. And now I would like to give the floor to Tae Xu. Enjoy this webcast.
Thanks, Yus. My name is Tae Xu. I am European Product Sales Manager in Advantech, and I'm responsible for the SQ Flash product range. When Advantech started SQ Flash product line about 10 years ago, we set the model name to SQ. That implies secure of the flash storage device. Over the development in the past decade, we've been successfully building up a truly industrial-oriented SSD product line. SQF is highly suitable for general embedded applications like automation, medical, signage, and especially because we offer advanced enhancement on our SSD, like complete security features, mechanical enhancement, as well 100% strict product quality control. That makes SQ Flash extra reliable for ruggedized solutions like railway, in-vehicle, and aerospace. Also, the longevity support is what's key for industrial market. But today's focus will be primarily on security solutions. I will elaborate more on the possibilities of SSD security functionalities. So for SQ Flash, we deal with security on 3 different levels: hardware, software, as well as data security. From the very beginning of data generation from the host, all the way to the data storage into the Flash IC, SQ Flash has built-in security functions in every data transition stops. From the most essential SSD health diagnostics to advanced internal encryption, AES, we have full spectrum of security support. For example, with our utility, which you can download free of charge, by the way, from our website, you can generate a security ID, which can be embedded into an application. And each time the application starts, it will cross-check if this security ID, which can be unique or it can be project-based, is also stored on the storage medium. If there's no match, then the application simply will not boot up. So this security feature implies that if the application is being copied to another storage device, it will not be able to run because the security ID is securely stored in SQ Flash. But I also want to talk a little bit more about a unique feature, Flash Lock. The basic concept of Flash Lock is to bound the SSD with a certain platform. So even when the SSD is remounted to another motherboard, system, or external reader, it cannot be read or written to. The feature integrates internal AES engine to ensure that the data is properly encrypted in the Flash IC. Also, with a secured option ROM inside SSD, SQFlash can detect the motherboard unique ID and determine whether to be mounted or not. This authentication process is fully compliant with Trust Computing Group, Opal self-encrypting disk standard to ensure certain security standard. But in some of the industries other than Opal compliant, they still need some advanced security certifications, which is more difficult to be built in hardware crypto engine. That's why today we have a security solution guru here from our strategic partner, McAfee, to elaborate in depth about the importance of data security and some of the new SQFlash integrated features from McAfee. Mike, please share how McAfee can achieve more security standards with drive encryption and what benefits there are for our customers who have them on SQFlash.
Hello, and greetings Advantech customers and partners. My name is Michael Chaffee. I'm the Global Director of Embedded Security Sales Engineering here at McAfee. I'm responsible for the management of the worldwide technical sales team within McAfee's embedded sales organization. I've been involved in information security since the late 90s. My initial security focus was around legacy antivirus techniques, moving into the utilization of whitelisting as an additive level of security in the early 2000s. Today, in addition to a focus on core IT security, both cloud and on-premise, I also focus on security design principles for OT security and the Internet of Things. I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on this Advantech webinar. Today I want to take some time to talk to you about the importance of data protection, specifically the encryption of data and intellectual property. You might be thinking that you need to only protect assets and data from external actors to limit data exfiltration, but that's actually not the case. Studies have found that internal actors with malintent are nearly as dangerous, if not more dangerous at times, than their external counterparts. But we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. There is a cybersecurity epidemic today that is running rampant across the world. The problem is lack of proper cybersecurity defenses and improper configuration of tools used to provide cybersecurity. Organizations around the world are struggling to protect their sensitive data from cyber attacks and insider threats across all the locations where it's stored, including mobile devices, endpoints, both physical and virtual, as well as fixed function devices like ATMs and kiosks. High-profile, costly data breaches have raised awareness of this problem, which has now become a board-level issue. Not only are data breach incidents in the public eyes, but according to Ponemon Institute, the cost of data breaches has increased 23% in the last 2 years alone. Recently, a figure of $3.79 million was quoted as the average total cost of a data breach. This high cost is calculated from a combination of fines and damaged brand equity and the loss of loyal customers, which impacts the company's bottom line. Some might actually argue that the cost is even higher based on the difficulty to accurately gauge how long it takes a company to recover from a data breach in the eyes of its customers. According to a recent data exfiltration report conducted by McAfee, nearly half of all data breaches are initiated by internal actors. Of these internal actors, not all of them have malintent. Half of the losses by internal actors are actually unintentional. One aspect often overlooked is physical security as well. Physical means are involved in approximately 40% of all data breaches. Hackers and external actors can easily gain access to intellectual property if the underlying compute device is accessible. And comparatively speaking, 60% of data loss occurs via electronic means. About 30% of that occurs in the cloud. So as you can see, there's not really any one path that bad actors like to take to get to your data. Protection of data and intellectual property is critical. The easiest and most comprehensive method of protecting this data is through the use of an encryption technology. Encryption allows the data on the device to be scrambled and unreadable without the use of an approved authentication mechanism, such as an onboard TPM or those built into Opal drives. McAfee's endpoint encryption secures critical data with an enterprise-grade level encryption that is certified for not only FIPS 140-2, but also Common Criteria EAL2+. Additionally, McAfee's endpoint encryption makes use of Intel's AES-NI, which is an instruction set that makes the process of encryption and decryption quicker. McAfee Endpoint Encryption is a software suite deployable through ePolicy Orchestrator, which is McAfee's centralized management tool, to endpoint agents, and can also be used to secure network file shares, removable media, as well as USB flash drives and data in cloud storage services. Additionally, ePolicy Orchestrator helps vendors and their customers easily encrypt future devices that connect to the network, thus reducing the need for a local technician. McAfee's drive encryption also helps vendors to provide an out-of-the-box compliance solution for regulatory bodies such as PCI DSS, HIPAA, PIP EDA, SOX, and a few others. Compliance is easily shown and proven via reports on ePolicy Orchestrator's built-in reporting functionality.
Very interesting stuff, Mike. I think it will be a very good idea to have also a case study to get more understanding of the security scenarios we're talking about. We have a medical case here where our partner is one of the major CT and MRI designer and maker. Considering that patient privacy is very important, those medical images are to be treated as highly sensitive information. So the selected MSATA to be used in this newly designed MRI scanner is also enabled with Opal support to bond the SSD with the system. SQ Flash gives the flexibility about using Opal through either a hardware crypto engine or with a software approach through McAfee solution. So this becomes more manageable for the IT of the hospitals to arrange their security schematics around it. Also for the SQ Flash hardware itself, other than the built-in security functions, we also have featured unique technologies called Ultra MLC. Ultra MLC provides 10 times the durability of the flash storage for the customer, but having, let's say, a price benefit over SLC technology. So even though the medical image size is really big, the endurance of the storage inside the MRI is not a major concern anymore. Moreover, the longevity support that we offer is highly important for medical kind of customers, because the last thing they would like to do is change in hardware, since that has very much impact on security certifications or certification in general. Okay, let's also look at security on a system level. Advantech also offers WisePath RMM, which is a server to client-based framework. And on this platform, we also provide WisePath Security, which is powered by McAfee. So WisePath RMM and WisePath Security is basically a remote management and a remote security tool, which allows you to manage endpoint devices which are connected to the server on a centralized way. So it's a centralized management system, which can be on an on-premises server, or it could run on a cloud service, for example, on Microsoft Azure. And it's a fast and easy way to remotely deploy and configure your devices, and also monitor and report analytics of these devices. So what are the security on these endpoint devices and how to manage security threats. That's the main purpose of WisePass RMM and WisePass Security. Over the past few years, we have promoted a lot on what whitelisting is and how it can protect embedded devices and embedded systems from unauthorized operations. But it creates also a big confusion between whitelisting and blacklisting approach. I mean, if there's a whitelist option, why do you still need a blacklist? Mike, could you share some insights about these? How do our customers select or integrate these functions among the both options?
If additional security means are needed to eliminate malware that may reside on devices, Advantech recommends the use of McAfee Embedded Scan Engine. The scan engine is designed to work alongside your existing code base and scan for known threats. These threats can be software that has not only a malicious intent to exfiltrate data or cause other security or privacy concerns. The McAfee scan engine helps to mitigate the risk of unwanted software such as viruses, worms, and Trojans. This type of unwanted software removal makes use of a blacklist that is updated and provided by McAfee. It is often thought that antivirus software is a commodity and provides very little value, but the fact remains the majority of unwanted software is easily caught by the scan engine and does so by utilizing very little CPU cycles. So in conclusion, I'd like to once again reiterate the importance of a sound, fundamental cybersecurity methodology that includes an endpoint encryption solution to prevent data loss and avoid brand damage. In addition to encryption technologies, I cannot stress enough to also include a sound malware scan engine in your devices to mitigate the effects of unwanted software.
Thank you very much. To summarize, so SQFlash has a full range of products focusing on embedded and industrial markets. One of the focal points and the big highlight of this whole webinar has been security. So out of the box, SQFlash is focusing on security. So on our website, you can download a utility to manage the different security tools. So security can be managed on 3 levels. Once again, on hardware level, where you bound a certain SSD to a certain hardware platform. On software level, where you do a similar security but on the application side, where you bound this application to a certain SSD, but also on data level, where we have covered a lot the encryption and the crypto engines of Opal Security, as well as the McAfee solutions here. But next to that, we on the utility, we also provide antivirus software, the blacklist option for McAfee. It's out of the box. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions regarding SSDs or the security features revolving that. But don't remember what also makes SQFlash highly suitable for industrial and embedded market is definitely the longevity support that we offer. So we have a strict BOM control, strict quality control throughout the lifetime. So the security features once more And also the fact that Advantech can give support on firmware and software as well as hardware support. So if the standard features or the standard spec doesn't meet your requirements, we are open to support that as well.